This is not a movie. This is a real story of survival against impossible odds. A man alone in the frozen wilderness with no food, no gear, and no hope. Leon Crane was thrown into the heart of Alaska's deadly winter. No one knew where he was, and no one was coming to save him. Freezing winds and endless snow around him. Every second became a fight for survival, and hope was fading fast. It was December 21st, 1943. Leon Crane, a 27-year-old test pilot, was flying a routine mission over Alaska's frozen wilderness. He didn't expect anything unusual. Suddenly, the engine sputtered, smoke poured out, and the controls froze. The plane began to spiral downward, completely out of control. At 5,000 feet, Leon had no choice. He jumped. His parachute opened, and he descended into a world of endless snow and silence. Everyone else on the plane perished. Leon was alone, with only his pistol and a single chocolate bar. The moment Leon hit the ground, the freezing wind cut through his clothes like knives. Snow reached up to his knees. His hands were trembling, not just from fear, but from the bitter cold. Night fell quickly. He found shelter under a cluster of pine trees and tried to stay awake. With no fire, and only a flight jacket for warmth, the cold was unbearable. His mind raced. Where was he? How far from civilization? With just one chocolate bar, survival would be a battle against time and nature. By day 2, Leon had eaten his only chocolate bar. His stomach ached with hunger, and his body was weakening. He tried to suck on snow to stay hydrated, but it only made him colder. He wandered aimlessly through the snow-covered forest, looking for anything edible. No berries, no animals, not even tracks. Just white silence and the crunch of snow beneath his boots. Leon knew he had to keep moving to survive, but with every step, his energy drained faster. The snow, the hunger, and the isolation, it was starting to break him. Leon kept moving, even though every step was a struggle. The snow was knee-deep and the cold wind cut through his jacket. He couldn't feel his fingers anymore. His boots were soaked, his feet numb. He didn't know where he was going, just away from the crash site. Every hill he climbed showed only more white, endless snow. He tried yelling, hoping someone would hear, but the only response was the howling wind. Still, he refused to give up one more step, then another. Leon had learned to keep moving. Staying still meant freezing. He trudged through the deep snow, legs numb, hoping to find shelter or a sign of life. Each night he dug a shallow snow cave and curled up inside, shivering until dawn. Leon trudged through the snow, his legs barely lifting. The wind howled like a beast, cutting through every layer of his clothing. Each step was a battle against the cold and exhaustion. Frost formed on his eyebrows and eyelashes. He wrapped his scarf tighter, shielding his face. Still, the wind bit into him, unforgiving and endless. With no clear direction, he followed the sun's position. He prayed it would lead him to life, or at least something other than white. Day, Leon spotted animal tracks in the snow. He followed them desperately, hoping they'd lead to food or shelter. But after miles of walking, they vanished, leaving only more snow. He collapsed near a frozen river, his body shivering uncontrollably. The cold was winning. He stared at the sky, lips cracked, whispering, "Please not like this." But then, something caught his eye. In the distance, a dark shape against the white horizon. Could it be a cabin? Leon stumbled upon a small abandoned cabin hidden among the trees. It had no heat, but it offered shelter from the wind. Inside, he found a rusty stove and a few frozen cans of food. He managed to light a fire using pages from his notebook and scraps of wood. The warmth filled the cabin slowly, melting both the ice and his fear. For the first time, he felt he might survive, but the cabin couldn't save him forever. Leon knew he had to move again, deeper into the unknown. Staying meant starving. Leaving meant risking everything. Leon reached a wide, frozen river. The ice looked thin in places, cracking under each step. But there was no other way forward. It was either cross or die. Halfway across, the ice groaned. A loud crack echoed through the valley. Leon froze, heart pounding. One wrong move and the ice would swallow him whole. He moved slowly, barely breathing. Step by step, he made it to the other side, alive but shaken. The river was behind him, but the danger was far from over. After days of wandering, Leon spotted something strange in the distance. a thin trail of smoke rising between the trees. Was it real, or just another hallucination? He stumbled toward the smoke, every step fueled by hope. Through the trees, a tiny wooden cabin appeared, real, solid. For the first time in days, Leon felt tears in his eyes. Inside, there were supplies, food, heat. Leon had made it against all odds. He survived the Alaskan wilderness. But the memory of those frozen days would haunt him forever. Leon Crane's survival story is one of courage, determination, and sheer willpower. In the face of insurmountable odds, he never gave up. His story reminds us that even in the harshest of environments, the will to survive is the strongest force we have. Leon's struggle through the wilderness of Alaska may be over, but the lessons learned from his journey will live on forever. Thank you for watching this incredible survival story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life survival tales. Leave a comment with your thoughts. What would you have done if you were in Leon's shoes?